This lesson's on order of operations, and some of you have heard of order of operations before, and usually you see it with the acronym that looks like this. We prefer to think of it more like this. And the reason we think of it the second way is because this leads you to believe that everything's sort of on the same level. And when you see this, this tells you clearly parentheses comes first, nothing else on the same level. Then exponents would come next. When you get down to this level, the M and the D are multiplication and division. And the reason that we have them next to each other is because they are the same level when it comes to order of operations, meaning they're the same priority. So the way order of operations works is when you have two things of the same priority, you do whichever one comes first. So you would go from left to right. And you'll notice that after you finish multiplication and division, then you have addition and subtraction, which again, on the same level, same priority. So we would do whichever one comes first out of addition and subtraction, again, from left to right. So the way it's going to go is we're going to start with parentheses. We're going to do everything we can in the parentheses. When we're done, we're going to go and then we're going to do everything we can with the exponents. Now, if the exponents appear more than one time in the problem, you are again going to go from left to right. Order of operations is very big on following specific order. So everything goes from left to right when you're on the same level, and everything goes from the top to the bottom when you're looking at our table. All right, so here's a sample problem for order of operations. When we look at this problem, we can see, and again, we're trying to identify operations. We can see we have addition, we have multiplication, and we have subtraction. So when we look at this in terms of order of operations, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our multiplication. So when we start off, this is now going to be 4 plus, and then we would do the 6 times 3. Well, 6 times 3 is 18, and then minus 5. Now, when we look at the next layer, you can see we have addition and subtraction. Well, addition and subtraction are the same level, so we have to do it from left to right. So we come to addition first, so that means we're going to add first. So we would do 4 plus 18, which is 22, minus 5. And at this point, there's only one thing left to do, so we do 22 minus 5. And our final answer will be 17. So we successfully simplified this expression using order of operations. And you'll see that a lot of times it's going to actually end up in the shape of a funnel. So everything sort of funnels out, and then your final answer is going to be the thing that comes out the bottom of the funnel. Just something to kind of look at. Our next example for order of operations. You look at this again, and when we look at our operations, we can see that we have our multiplication, we have parentheses, we have addition, and we have division. So again, according to order of operations, the first thing that we must do is we must do the parentheses first. So we look to see what's inside the parentheses. And in this case, the only thing in the parentheses is addition. So that's what we're going to do. So we have 9 times, and then we do what's in the parentheses. In the parentheses, we have 3 plus 2, which is 5. You'll notice I don't have to write the parentheses anymore because we've done everything that's in the parentheses. There's no more work to be done in the parentheses. And then we have divided by 3. Now at this point, we have multiplication and division. Again, they're the same level, same priority. So we're going to work from left to right. So the first thing we would do is we would do 9 times 5. 9 times 5, we know it's going to be 45, divided by 3, and then we only have one thing left, so 45 divided by 3 is 15. And again, you can kind of see that familiar funnel shape that you're going to end up with, and that's just the way that these problems are going to work out. Okay, here's yet another example, and we're going to see what operations we have in this problem. So we have 28 divided by, so we have division. We also have parentheses. We have addition, and we have subtraction. So, again, we know we have to do what's in the parentheses first. So let's see what's in the parentheses. So we know we're going to have 28 divided by. Now, in the parentheses, we have two operations. So we have to see which of those to do first. In this case, we have addition and subtraction, which are both on the same level. So we work from left to right inside the parentheses. So we're going to do 17 plus 3, which is going to give us 20, and minus 6. And our next step is going to be to finish what's in the parentheses. So 20 minus 6 is 14. And then finally, we're going to do 28 divided by 14, which is going to give us 2. And again, you don't have to draw this little funnel thing in, but this is just kind of a reminder to show you how every step that you do, there should be less to do. After you complete a step, the next step, there should be one less piece that you have to work on. Okay, here's the last example for order of operations. Again, like we always do, we're going to look to see what we have in the problem. And you can see we do have an exponent, we have subtraction, we have parentheses, we have addition, and we have division. So order of operations says we have to do what's in the parentheses first, so let's do that. We have 4 squared, and then in the parentheses we have 10 plus 8, which is going to give us 18, and that's divided by 3. So the next thing that we have to do is we're going to do the exponents. Because again, if you look at it, we have an exponent, that would be here, we have subtraction, and we have division. So there's no parentheses, so the very next thing we have to do is exponents. So 4 to the second power, we know is going to be 16, minus 18 divided by 3. Now we're down to 2 levels. We have subtraction and we have division. Well, division comes before subtraction for order of operations purposes. So we would do the division next. That's going to be this piece. So now we have 16 minus, and then 18 divided by 3 is going to be 6. And our last step is going to be 16 minus 6, which gives us 10. And again, there's our familiar shape. We're used to seeing, we end up with 10. So our simplified expression would come out to be equivalent to